Hello everyone, this is Sham and this is part 26 of the WoW Let's Play, and in this video we're just going to be going through the entirety of the Scholomance instance because this place is long. We have a few wipes in this instance, well actually I think 2 wipes, and then one person gets lost, and we do get a few people like leaving and some AFKs, so we do spend quite a lot of time just not really moving whatsoever. The boss we just killed there was Caturnus the Herald. Prior to the Catechism changes to all the quests, you needed to do a quest outside the instance in order to get an item to summon him. But I can't fully remember what the quest actually entailed. You needed to get some blood, and then he would use the blood on that altar there, and he would summon Caturnus the Herald. And his item stuff was actually quite useful back in the day. Though I wasn't playing back in vanilla, though. This instance was one of the instances that gave quite a lot of good gear back in vanilla WoW. Well, it was actually one of the only instances back then, so of course it would give good gear. Yes. This room is just full of mobs. They just die incredibly easy. Yes. None of these mobs are really that difficult. We've got some casters. Some of these ghosts, ghastly type things here, and they just do some normal DPS. Apparently they're doing some ice attacks on the tank, but the tank doesn't seem to be that affected by it. They seem to be more like a slowing debuff to prevent people from pulling the entire room, and probably just to increase wipes. They're doing some silences as well, so maybe it would be a good idea to avoid having your healer being silenced, but based on the actual damage they're actually doing, I'd actually say that these mobs aren't that difficult. This is the room for another quest. You need to kill 10 played catchlings in this room. This is the greatest ossuary with a lot of these like mobs of played catchlings. I have some recollection this place used to be a lot harder than it is now, but I can't remember whether the played catchlings used to be elite because I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure this place was much harder than it used to be. And down here is one of the hardest mob bosses in the entire Scholomance, mostly just because it does a lot of physical DPS, though probably does less than it used to. Yes, this is also the room where we're fighting Rattlego here. This is also the room where the Paladins used to come for their Epic Mount quest line. However, you don't need to do that anymore. I'm not even sure if the quest line's still in the game, but you used to have to come down here, bring a Librum or something, and then you would summon this level 60 boss type thing that would drop the either drop or give you the ability to learn your epic charge amount as a paladin. Sadly, these class specific quests are no more. I think it's kind of a shame, but not that big of a loss. It is kind of nice to have some sort of class specific quest in order to get a really cool ability, but I understand if some people don't want to do it, and maybe no, let's just say this here. I am unhappy that you don't have to do that anymore. Even though it would be a pain in the ass to go back there and do it, it's something epic and it's something original for each class. I'm not particularly happy that Blizzard decided to get rid of almost all the class-specific content, because when WoW first started, tons of class-specific content. Burning Crusade, some class-specific content. Wrath Lich King, no class-specific content, except for some stuff for druids and stuff, but yes, unhappy. But I understand why some people might not want to do the druid thing again, because I think the druid thing in Burning Crusade in order to get their flying mount was actually kind of annoying, and I understand why some people wouldn't want to do it when they got to level 80, but this isn't difficult. When you get to level 60, you can get a dungeon run for this place quite easily now. And you could just ask, hey guys, do you want to, after we've killed Rattlego, do you want to summon an extra boss for extra experience? Yes! Okay, then we can keep it in. Of course, all these changes were done before they had the random dungeon system, or at least they didn't have the random dungeon system to a certain level where it was actually useful. This room here with Jandy Sparov, there aren't any quests in this room, but I would suggest not pulling this room for any great extent, because the zombies tend to respawn after they die, and they also put all these massive plague clouds around the places, and they're kind of annoying if you stand in them too long. You probably could pull the entire room down here, but I'd advise against it, especially in the pug. If you're doing a guild run, go at it. Even if you wipe, it won't really make that much difference. The reason there is a cut here, by the way, is for some reason Fraps decided to get an error. so we missed the actual boss there. What the actual bosses were in there and the actual quest line in there was you're supposed to use like this Libram type thing, or you just attacked the two neutral mobs on the platform above the students, and they drop some loot and they have a quest tied to them. They're incredibly easy, but man, I would suggest killing the rogue first before you kill. Well, actually, not the rogue first. Kill the caster first before you kill the rogue. But they're incredibly easy, and it will make the difference. You will actually pull a few mobs. So if you do kill those guys before you actually pull any of the mobs in that room, you will get some mob spawn. So for some reason, they don't all come and attack you. Just the ones closest come and attack you, and they'll add. But they're very, very easy. They're not even elite mobs, so you can probably survive. Here in the viewing room, as you can see here, the Scholomance students here. They used to be elite. They aren't anymore. And what you just saw there was us killing the Frost. The Leech there. Leech is incredibly easy. He does a few Frost abilities, but nothing you really can't handle. This room is incredibly annoying. If you try and pull mass amounts of these packs, you will wipe horribly because they do massive AoE fiery thing, horrible of death, that kill you. And that's exactly what happened to us, and now we had to run all the way back. But I have cut that out for you. Yes. And we did manage to get level 43 in just the quest lines already. And I put a talent point in. I have no idea what I put a talent point in, but for some reason I'm putting talent points in improved multi-shot, just so I can use multi-shot more often, because if I think the talents give you a chance for your multi-shot to have its focus cost reduced on the next multi-shot. I'm not quite sure, but it makes you able to use multi-shot a lot more often, which is quite useful in these dungeons because there are massive packs, especially in Stratform. Multi-shot actually does become quite useful. Yes, this is how you're supposed to actually do this this room. You're supposed to pull a few of them at a time and then kite them around if you've got a hunter. But we decided just to randomly go in, kill everything, and that didn't work very well. In this room here, to summon the final boss of this instance, you have to kill all the mini-bosses of each of the 6 wings. 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. Some of them will drop some loot, some of them won't. This is another place where we managed to die. The diseased ghouls kind of owned us with their AoE. The reason for this is that our healer managed to DC and didn't come back, so we had to kick them in the end. But right now, as you can see here, me and the mage are deciding to kill. Well, I'm not really deciding. The mage is pulling, and I'm just hanging on for dear life, hoping I don't get killed. But the mage seemed to know what he was doing, and we managed to clear the room. In this room is the remains of the Sarkov family. You just have to click on each of the piles of gore around the room that you need to click on, and then you'll complete the quest once you've done. You need to kill Dr. Fiol and Krastinov at the end of this room, and the other thing is just to burn the remains of the others. As you can see, Dr. Fiol and Krastilov isn't that difficult. He does do some random charges, and the only other thing he seems to do is some sort of dot on the tank. But he went down incredibly easy, so if he did anything else, I did not see it. Yes. I think this is another room in here. Yeah, the Coven, these are Scholomance occultists. They put some buff on them that makes them immune to either physical or spell DPS, so it gets kind of annoying if you've only got one of each kind, but the buff does eventually wear out. As you can see here, I'm just ignoring the buffs completely and just deciding just to keep on whacking them with my gun, or shooting them with my gun, in fact. I think they actually revive as spirits at the end. Yeah, they revive as dark shades that do a little bit of damage, and I don't think you can kill them because they're immune to physical. Or they might be immune to all damage, but they die after a little bit of time anyway. But the boss and all those things put some horrible dots on you, so I'd suggest not pulling the entire room, because that would be a dumb idea. This boss is probably the easiest one in here. What's he called? I've forgotten what his name is because I can't see from this very, very far distance away. But this is the Ravenian here. This was also a boss we managed to find when we were actually doing some questing in Western Plaguelands. However, we'd killed him in Western Plaguelands, so I guess we're ignoring continuity now. I guess you're supposed to do Scholomance before you did Western Plaguelands, yet you're not at a high enough level to do Scholomance before you even start Western Plaguelands questing, so I don't understand why that is. But I guess the dungeons aren't in continuity with the actual questing in each of the zones anymore, except they kind of are, but they're not really completely in continuity, as you can see in some of the bosses that are still alive in Scholomance. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in part 27 of the playthrough. If you want to like the video, please like. If you want to comment, please comment. And if you want to subscribe to the if you want to subscribe to the channel, please subscribe. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, there's a link in the description below. Thank you for watching. Peace out.